we're now on the trot, undefeated at home. It's becoming a bit of a fortress, isn't it?
I don't want to go that far yet. Like, don't want to jinx. No, the good thing about tonight was, and this is what I said to the guys at halftime. Like, you could see the direction and the changes we made during the week, and again, really player-led, player-driven, and the shots just weren't dropping for us. So, don't let a good look that doesn't go in determine how successful the offensive possession is, and keep trusting it. And I think Bull's an example of that. He was 1 of 7 at half. Second half, he is 5 of 7. Right, trust the numbers always balance out. So, I don't want to go. Right now, all we've done is 1 in Queensland. So, I would like to try and win somewhere else, which would be nice.
Defensive end of the floor. Is there a competition, maybe a race between Taj and Bull for the defensive player of the year?
I answer that. I'm better than Bull in defense.
There you go. It's cool because, and again, when we talk about the progress and the evolution of Bull, he's got one of the best teachers in the league that he works with every single day. And, in the past, when I was an assistant coach at Perth, every guard talked about working with Damien Martin, for example. And Sunday Detch is an example of that, where Sunday hangs his hat on the defensive end because of the years of apprenticeship he did with Damien Martin. I think there's similarities with Bull, and Taryn's going to get that same type of apprenticeship. So, this is, again, when we talk about the impact and the influence that Taj has in this team and this organisation, and even from my coaching, like, I've changed my defensive philosophy to things that he's able to do, which, haven't had the luxury of having in the past. So it's shaped all of us, and it's pretty important.
Just staying on Taj, just him taking charges, diving on loose balls, how does that set the tone defensively for the Titans?
Yeah, when your marquee import is out there, I mean, there was an example where he got a deflection, he was the only one that dove on it, and I had to check the camera real quick to make sure if anyone else could have joined the party on it. And, there's times where I want him to relax on that because he ruled himself out. But no, like, that's an example, like, desperation. Like, it wasn't the prettiest game. We're not going to sit here and pretend that this helped improve our offensive rating. It did not. But the desire to win, that's what's the separator. And that's where, again, when you've got someone like Taj who leads and captains this team and he sets the example, guys naturally follow.
I guess speaking of Taj, how would you rate your own performance tonight?
Piss poor, but I did the little things that I'm still getting my rhythm back. This is my third game back. Didn't play preseason, been away for a little bit, so layups that I usually make I'm missing, free throws is piss poor, turnovers is piss poor, hurting the team, but that's why we got brothers. They pick me up, and then it makes it easy for me to do the little things just to bring energy. Like they said, defense, I can always do that no matter how I'm feeling or how I'm playing. So a couple more games, and I'll be back to normal. We get Pat back, but I'm still finding my stride and finding my rhythm, but I'm just out there trying to make sure we win. I take the ugly wins because eventually it's going to look pretty.
Well, you spoke a lot about closing out games tonight. You were up, I think, 4 points 2 minutes ago and then got on to 10. How proud are you of the team to get there and impress with that performance?
Yeah, I mean, this is competition at its best, and again, whether it's this free-flowing, high-octane three-point shootout, or it's a grind, competing for offensive rebounds, diving on loose balls. Guys want to compete, and that's, it was a tricky part around the 3:30 mark because AK was great, and I knew I needed to bring Bull out just to help him reset because he turned down some shots and had to be reminded to drive by his teammates on the floor, and so I felt like he got a little bit passive. And then I want to put Bull back in there, but it's like, who do I take him out for? And, I went with the experienced group, and that's where AK obviously drew the short straw. But, man, like, he responded. I've been on him. I've been on him a lot. And Sam Meninga as well. The only reason I didn't put Sam out there was because I was just riding the momentum of AK. And, Sam was great. And, it was good to close out this one. Important to keep building on.
Can I piggyback on that? I just want to give props to AK. He had 8 rebounds in 15 minutes, and I kind of been on his case about rebounding. He's so much better than what he's been showing, and I want him to be like that every day. But the way he played today, it made me proud and made me happy. So I just wanted to give him a shout out. He played the way he should be playing.
In terms of Sam Willenberg, is there a better guy in the league? Well, there's probably a lot of guys, but somehow there's a broken possession, balls in Sam's best aspect of his game, but he just keeps on doing it?
I'll let you answer that one.
I wouldn't say best aspect, but it's an aspect we appreciate, especially the way we play. We trust him, making his IQ is super high, so we trust him when things are broken down or it doesn't look good. He can kind of make the right play and find his spot, and sometimes I'm like, no, and then it always seems to go in. So not his best attribute, but one of the ones that we lean on a lot.
I know you said Tahjere getting back in the rhythm. How did you feel on the dunk in the fourth quarter?
Could have got a little bit higher. Yeah, he don't think I could dunk still. But could have got a little higher. But just trying to make sure I get my legs back under me, get used to the minutes again, get used to doing a lot. Guarding Harvey, you know, it's a lot. He runs around a lot and a good scorer, so you got to kind of lock in on that end. It takes your legs away from you on the offensive end. So being able to do both, that takes a lot of conditioning, and you don't get that from working out. I work out a lot, but you can't replicate the game intensity and the game feel, especially with refs. So it's going to get better. I promise you, it's going to get better.
So I guess, what do you think changed the most from the Southeast game to this game to get you guys across the line?
Playing inside yourself. Everybody doing what they do best. It makes the game a lot simpler, a lot easier. You kind of know exactly what to expect and who to expect it from. And when you do that, it puts you in the positions that you're supposed to be in and you could be best in. So, like I said, we haven't had a full practice with everybody here. We haven't had chemistry. Teams are 10 games in, 9 games in, where you get to see who does what well with who and what lineups work well. We haven't had the luxury of that. And I said it before, Forde has done a great job trying to figure things out and plug different pieces in different positions. But now, as we get Pat back, as we get Bobby back, and we start to get full strength, we get to kind of see what our team looks like as a team instead of just individuals.
And Forde, you spoke about last game, lack of effort. Do you think they brought the effort tonight?
Yeah, I mean, and again, another thing to highlight is, I mean, not only the USA games, but, you know, we played the equal amount of away games. So we've been on the road even when we've been back home. And so this is the resilience of the group. Naturally, things are going to break down physically and also, you know, in terms of X's and O's. And, no, like the resilience of this group in general and the response. They've always responded. Everyone's always responded, you know. And sometimes you think they're not robust enough to be able to take some heavy criticism or feedback, and they are. So we'll just keep doing that, but we've just got to keep building. We're still a little bit in survival mode. We're waiting for Pat to come back. That's a big piece. And then again, sort of to piggyback on what Taj said, when Pat comes back, everybody else can then play into their role a little bit more, and it's easy points when guys are comfortable in their position. So knock on wood, that's sooner than later.
Just a question for Taron Armstrong. Was able to collapse the defense from his drive, in particular in that first half a fair few times. How's he grown into this NBL season?
Yeah, good. Like, again, a dude that is coming back. This is his third game where there's still like a bit of a minutes restriction that obviously we went over because the pace of the game slowed down, especially in that fourth quarter. So I was able to stretch out his 25 minutes out to 29. He's finding his rhythm still. So, again, you know, his game's going to become easier when he's logged more reps and minutes with Taj and Pat and Bull and everybody else.
And we'll finish off with Taj. It's your 50th NBL game tonight, in case you didn't know.
Dang, I've been here that long? Thank you, Forde. Appreciate that,
I think he's probably been out for just as many. So
I think we're on that. I don't even want to go on that. But thank you. It's big. You know, you kind of take it for granted sometimes, and you just expect to play basketball and be here. But being away and things changing, you kind of take yourself outside of the moment sometimes. And I didn't know that, but that's a big achievement. Hopefully I could double that and triple that and be here for a minute. So thank you.
awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. I enjoyed that.